Full-sized adult e-bikes are everywhere these days, and with so many choices out there, finding the one that actually suits you can feel like a bit of a mission. Luckily, with all that competition, we're starting to see brands step it up, not just in features, but in affordable pricing too. And that's actually where this one from Hitway comes in. This is the Hitway BK19. This 700c wheeled e-bike has a very smooth, stable ride, especially on longer stretches or when you're weaving through traffic. This thing is a very nimble bike. What is great though is it's road legal too, with a rather impressive battery life, which we will talk about a bit later on. Now this bike isn't particularly trying to be anything fancy, but after my time with it, I've come to the conclusion that it's simply a really good, reliable and comfortable e-bike that does its job well and looks great doing it. But it does still beg the question, is it for everyone? So the burning question is this product truly worth the asking price? Well, let's first start by unboxing it. Alright, so unboxing the BK19 was super straightforward actually. When I cranked open the box, I could already tell there wasn't going to be much assembly involved. The main frame is basically all set, so no need to mess around with complicated parts. The only real challenges you'll encounter are the front tyres and the handlebars. Both are relatively easy to install though. I won't go into too much detail here, so we can get straight onto the build and design. So design-wise, the BK19 in my opinion really has that clean, understated road bike vibe. It's just nothing over the top, it just looks sleek and somewhat purposeful. A matte black frame, subtle branding and those 700c wheels just give it a nice streamlined profile. I think it goes somewhat unnoticed, but that's in a positive manner. You just wouldn't immediately recognize it as an e-bike, which I actually prefer. More importantly though, it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb, which we all know that some of these bikes hitting the market is precisely what makes them a target for thieves. Now the build quality does feel solid, the frame's sturdy but not overly heavy and everything feels tight and well put together. You can certainly tell it's built more for everyday practicality than flashy features, but it doesn't feel cheap or flimsy at all. Now this one only weighs about 20 kilograms, which is pretty rare for an e-bike, but that makes a big difference when you're carrying it upstairs, lifting it onto a rack, or just moving it around in general. You're not battling with something bulky or awkwardly framed. It's made from a durable aluminium alloy, so it's got a nice balance of being strong without feeling too heavy. I just think the whole thing feels well built, but still very manageable in hand. Now as mentioned, the BK19 rolls on 700c tyres, which is a solid choice, especially if you're using it for commuting or longer road rides. These tyres are slightly larger and thinner compared to those typically found on mountain bikes or even chunkier electric ones. This difference results in reduced rolling resistance and a smoother, more efficient ride on paved surfaces. And that is where this tyre truly excels. They handle really well on tarmac and even hold up decently on packed gravel or uneven paths, so you've got a bit of versatility. The thinner profile also helps with speed and responsiveness, but what's great too is that the wheels give you a bit more stability when you do end up at higher speeds, and the slightly larger diameter helps roll over bumps and smooths obstacles more smoothly. When it comes to the suspension on the BK19, it is pretty minimal, but I get it, it makes sense given that it's built more for road riding than off-roading. There's no front or rear suspension fork, instead the only significant shock absorption you get comes from the seat itself. Having said that though, the seat is actually pretty decent. It's designed to absorb a bit of road buzz and smaller bumps, which helps smooth things out on uneven pavements or the occasional rough patch. However, if you're planning to hit pothole-filled trails or rougher terrain, you'll definitely feel it. It is simply not made for that. If you're just sticking to roads and cycle lanes, the seat suspension alone, it will be enough. Now this model comes with a 36 volt 12 amp removable lithium ion battery, which is super convenient, especially if you live in a flat or don't have access to a charging point near your bike. You can just pop it out, charge it indoors, and you're pretty much good to go. Now range wise, you're looking at up to 49 miles on a single full charge with motor assist. I think that's pretty solid for daily commuting, errands, or even a longer weekend ride. Now obviously range will depend on a few things like the terrain, how much pedal assistance you're using, and your riding style, but in general, it holds up pretty well. It is the kind of setup where you don't feel like you have to constantly worry about battery life. You just charge it overnight or while you're at work, and it's ready to roll the next time you are. The battery is incredibly lightweight, making it easy to carry around in a backpack or just simply in your hands. And that really is one thing I genuinely appreciate about this bike. It's truly an everyday one for the average person. Now as for the motor, it's running a 250 watt rear hub motor with 32 Nm of torque. Now this gives you just the right amount of kick for city riding. It's not going to launch you forward like a high powered mountain e-bike, but it's quick off the line and helps you keep a steady pace without working up a sweat. The top speed is capped at 15.5 miles per hour, which ensures its road legality in numerous locations. Honestly, that speed is more than sufficient for leisurely cruising through traffic, commuting, or simply enjoying a relaxed ride. The motor kicks in smoothly and doesn't feel jerky or overbearing, so the whole thing feels really natural. It is also equipped with a Shimano 7-speed drivetrain, which is a nice touch for a road-focused e-bike in this range. Shifting feels somewhat smooth and reliable, nothing too fancy or high performance, but solid and consistent. Plus, the 7 gears give you enough range to find a comfortable cadence, especially when paired with a motor assistance. It just also means you're not completely reliant on the motor. You can still ride it like a regular bike and make the most of the gearing when you want to save battery or just save you some pedaling. Now this bike does keep things a little simple with the front LCD display, and honestly, that's all you really need. It's not packed with smart features or anything fancy, but it gives you the essentials right where you want them. You get real-time info on your battery life, current speed, trip distance, and assist mode. Now, although it is basic, the screen is more than clear enough and easy to read. It is just a nice touch for better visibility even in bright sunlight. Glare doesn't seem to be an issue here. The bike comes equipped with dual disc brakes, which is a solid choice for an e-bike. From my experience, disc brakes just give you so much more stopping power and better control. They really are quite responsive without feeling overly sharp. I have to admit, since it is an e-bike, having that extra braking strength is reassuring, especially when the motor assist kicks in and you're moving faster than any regular bike. It does a good job. I have to admit the BK19's lighting system is pretty straightforward, but it still does the job. It comes with both front and rear lights, and they're surprisingly bright for a built-in setup. It is nothing overly smart or reactive, but honestly the simplicity is part of the appeal. Now, all in all, I really do think the Hitway BK19 is a solid choice for anyone looking for a practical, road-ready e-bike that keeps things simple without cutting corners where it counts. While it's not a speed demon capped at just a modest 15.5 miles per hour, it does remain road legal and the ride feels steady and controlled. That said, it's not perfect. The lack of suspension beyond the seat means it's best kept to well-paved roads, and while the display works fine, it doesn't offer any smart features or app connectivity. But for what this bike is designed to do, those trade-offs make sense. It keeps the cost down and the experience uncomplicated. So I guess we go back to our previous question, is it worth the asking price? Well, in my opinion, absolutely. If you are on the market for a clean, capable and comfortable e-bike for everyday use, well, you really can't go wrong with this one. It doesn't try to be something it's not. It's not a rugged all-terrain beast or a tech-heavy smart bike. It is just a well-built, thoughtfully designed ride that makes daily cycling easier and somewhat more enjoyable. And with that all being said, be sure to check this product out in the link in the description. Let me know what you think, And as always, till next time.